Now to our top story. The U.S. launching a new round of retaliatory strikes against Iranian-backed Houthi rebels in Yemen overnight.
Navy destroyer USS Carney attacking a Houthi-controlled radar site using Tomahawk land attack missiles. Their latest strike comes just a day after the U.S. partnered with the U.K. to carry out dozens of strikes on the Houthi-controlled areas across Yemen.
The Houthis, however, continue to terrorize shipping vessels in the Red Sea, launching a ballistic missile towards international shipping lanes. In total, the Houthis have now attacked 29 ships in the region over the last 2 months. Let's bring in General Anthony Tata. He's U.S. Army Brigadier General. Help give us perspective on this morning. General, thanks for being with us. What do you make of the latest when it comes to both the strikes from the Houthis and now America's strikes against the Houthis?
Yeah, good morning, team. Our Navy will always do us proud. What I'm really concerned about is our administration's lack of vision in the region. And this, in the Trump administration, we had maximum pressure. This seems to be maximum appeasement with regard to Iran. And these are, make no mistake about it, Iranian proxies that are fighting against the U.S., against commercial shipping, against the Western world within the Horn of Africa area. So, when we look at it, do we know who's in charge? This chaos and confusion that has been projected, not just over the last few weeks, but really beginning with the Afghanistan withdrawal and beyond, it projects weakness. And the enemy, whenever they see weakness, probes and attacks, and that's exactly what's happening here. So I'm not concerned about our sailors. They're going to do an awesome job, what they're told to do. What I'm concerned about is this appeasement of Iran that gives the green light to attack our people, our friends, our allies. And we've removed the Houthis a couple of weeks after Biden takes office, Blinken does, from the terrorist watch list. And all really is a stick in the eye to MBS in Saudi Arabia, but still it was a stupid move, and we need to put them back on there. We need to get after all of the targets that we can, and we need to deter Iran, which we're not doing.
General, I know that President Biden was asked about whether the Houthis were terrorists. He said, yes, they are. So now he's backtracking on that idea as well. But what's the message, not just to Iran, but to China in all of this?
Yeah, Rachel, what's going on is we just look weak and confused. We, over Christmas and the holidays, and I pray for Lloyd Austin. I know him. I hope he recovers fully from his cancer. But the confusion that we have projected when he had a deputy that couldn't be bothered to come off vacation, his chief of staff couldn't send an email to notify people. The arrogance that is projected really projects weakness around the world, that this administration doesn't have a plan. They don't have a vision. And China is licking their chops at Taiwan right now. That's gone through a presidential election. And so it's a really grave time in the world, and we've got major conflicts going on, and our intelligence apparatus doesn't seem to be getting it right. So it's really scary time right now.
Yeah, nothing says strength, General, like your Secretary of Defense calling in airstrikes from the hospital after he was AWOL there for days and no one knew about it. Joe Biden was asked yesterday about whether he has confidence in Austin following that. Here's what he had to say.
Do you have confidence in Secretary Austin?
I do.
I'm sorry. Was it a option? I heard him not to tell you earlier.
Yes.
So, I mean, one-word answers there. But it feels like, whether it's Afghanistan, look at the recruiting crisis, you look at what's happening. I mean, there have been failure after failure after failure, yet no one ever is held accountable, General. Never.
Yeah, Pete, it breaks the narrative if they hold someone accountable. If you fire somebody after Afghanistan, like McKinsey or whomever, it would break the narrative that it was awesome, that it was the world's largest airlift, right? When in fact it was a colossal failure. The intelligence miss there, the intelligence miss in Ukraine. Remember, they offered Zelensky a ride out on the eve of the invasion because their intelligence said Russia was going to own it, and now we've we've got this. We've got the Hamas miss. I'm worried about our border. Is that the fourth intelligence failure that our people are so focused on other things right now, and not what's first and foremost in the minds of most Americans, which is our safety and security. They're ceding authority to the globalist agenda, what the UN wants, as opposed to what we need here in this United States.
Such a great point. By the way, the Houthis have vowed revenge, so we have an open border. That's a scary proposition as well. General Tata, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
General.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, team.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.